Good afternoon and welcome to a rather blustery south of the lakes. As you can see, the wind is blowing, not quite a gale, but it's not particularly good considering we had spring last week. However, that doesn't detract from this. An all new brand in the UK, Haval, and this is the Jolion Pro. I'm Ben Quirk, welcome to Planet Auto. Now you may not have heard of Haval, but you can bet your bottom dollar that you've heard of GWM, so Great Wall Motors. This is another one of their brands. Last year, or maybe the year before, it was Aura. So cool cars like Ballet Cat and the one that launched over here, Funky Cat, that's now been renamed 03. Anyway, GWM saw fit to introduce an SUV into the UK market, which I think is a clever move. Let's face it, they're what save car companies and are bought regularly. Estates don't really sell and hatchbacks are far less than anything like this. So you can see their thinking, and their plan was just to launch Aura over here. But now Haval's arrived. We may even see Way and Tank and Poa. I suppose it depends on how they sell. But with our first look at this, it's ridiculously good value. It offers way more than you'd expect. Now, as we know, GWM is Chinese, and that's a really good thing when it comes to new car technology. And Haval have been rather sensible. They've launched with a hybrid. Yes, electric vehicles have their place, but a hybrid, it'll suit anybody. 1.5 turbocharged engine and an electric motor, and then a battery. There's no charging. Now, it may not sound like the biggest powertrain, but combined give you 189 PS, 375 Newton meters of torque. Wow. It's got a decent level of ADAS, and that's even on standard premium. As for NCAP, we're still awaiting it, but the Australian equivalent, it's 5 stars. Realistically, you'll get well over 600 miles in this, and you'll get it in comfort. Both seats are electric. I mean, yes, we have got Ultra, which is top of the range. Now, it's what you call one sporty looking number. There's 4 colours to choose from and 3 trims: Premium, Luxury and Ultra. We've got the Ultra. The thing is, it still doesn't break the bank at just over £30,000. That seems remarkably good value to me. Even as standard, this is well equipped. 17-inch alloys, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, voice recognition, lane keep assist. If you'd rather go looks, that'll give you 18-inch alloys, 6-way electrical driver's seat, and even a 360 camera. If you go for the Ultra like us, you get roof rails, sliding panoramic, wireless phone charger, ventilated driver's seat, multicolour ambient lighting, and even auto parking assist. And it's front wheel drive. And the thing that really stands out, a 5-year warranty with unlimited mileage. That's the thing. All these Chinese brands come into the UK, they've built everything up from parts, through to warranties, through to repairs, through to dealerships. Talk about the right way to enter a new market. They're all singing and dancing, well trimmed, 18-inch wheels, LED lights, an economy that was quite hard to be beaten. Power-wise, yes, it's not the fastest SUV on the block. It's 0 to 60 in just under 9 seconds. But what you will notice is, well, a seamless experience. Now, in the UK, we might not be familiar with Haval, but in Australia, it's a completely different picture. This is the 3rd best-selling car in its class. Styling-wise, well, I think it's a good-looking SUV. The vertical slats gives it a more premium look. Also, just look at that splitter. It looks rather aggressive. Slick LEDs with the daytime running lights that wrap around. They're a work of art. And the way that the bonnet juts out. This, I love. It's the same with all the chrome and the 2-tone colouring. I mean, this black gloss down here and then this more rugged plastic. Thing is, build quality is quite solid too. You know, there's no flex. Lovely curvature. What more can I say? No, it's got a real presence. Nice big windscreen. You've got everything from adaptive cruise control to mitigation systems, front camera, sensors, AEB, the whole shebang. I love the plastic clad arches and the way that it runs all the way down the body. And it's got a micro side skirt as well. It's draped in black gloss pretty much everywhere, apart from this thin chrome strip. One thing that really stands out to me is the fact that the wheels are set back. It reminds me of the Golf Rally when it had the Sebring wheels. The alloys really suit. And we've got a mid-range tyre, which makes it great on-road and off-road. If you like this type of video, why not subscribe to the channel? You just hit the button on the right-hand side. It's free, and you'll get an alert every time we upload. Thank you. No, it's rough and rugged, but sporty at the same time. I just wish they offered an all-wheel drive. Let's take a look inside. So we've got keyless entry. The door opens nice and wide, and it's a decent opening too. Climbing in, child's play. I do need to duck my head a little bit, but apart from that, nice and easy. Soft touches, padded areas. Yes, some hard plastics, but this is all padded. Also a decent door pocket. It looks like we've got Haval system too. Interested to hear what that sounds like. Well, the interior certainly makes a statement. I mean, there's a mix of premium materials, but some of the, I suppose, design language is almost traditional. It mixes curvature with sharp angles, and I think it works rather well. Leather wrapped steering wheel, and I would have done something a little more with the steering wheel cover. Thing is, this is scraping the bottom of the barrel. If you touch and feel, the premium materials are finished nicely. It's not too much. You know, you've got bits of chrome, but it's not glaring in your face. This, you're either going to love it or hate it. I think it adds a nice little sporty touch, and proper buttons. Decent sized infotainment screen. Just from glancing around, I can see it's well equipped. I mean, it is top of the range, but it's still got things that you would see in, say, a bigger SUV. It'll be interesting to see what Haval brings to this country. Descent control. We can disable our traction control, not recommended, and adjust the headlamp height. I wonder if that means this will tow. Solid build quality. Grab handles, one above every door except the driver's. Rather airy cabin. And just look at the size of the center console. And it's full of features too. It's the combo of that and all the tech. Things like wireless charging pad and the rotary to select drive. All very cool. And familiar too. And I think that's important. You know, if you've used a rotary system before, you're not going to think twice, which is nice. Little cubby hole here with cup holders. Yes, things do have a little bit of flex, but generally it's pretty well built. There is a fair number of hard plastics when you start looking. I mean, up here, it's all premium. And some of the finishes, easy to clean vents. And the way that this area's counter sunk, it just makes you think, ooh, that's rather exquisite. But then you've got, yeah, not the best grade of plastic. The thing is, with a price tag of around 30 grand, where do you draw the line? Lots of little pockety things here, floating center console with your USBs and a 12 volt, and extra storage, and look, a center mounted armrest. At a push, it's just wide enough for you and your passenger. Decent storage point too. Push button start and lovely digital cluster. You see when you're charging, when you're using power, your speedo, features like road sign recognition. Very clear and straightforward. Same with the infotainment system. Easy to get to home, and in general, it's rather responsive. It's not the quickest unit we've used, but it'll do the job nicely. Intelligent driving, comfort setting, driving setting, hood setting, seat setting, and light settings. You can do all that through the screen. You do have a proper fan button, and you can turn on the AC. But if you want to do anything like changing the heating, the airflow, etc., you'll have to do it all through the screen. But it does become second nature rather quickly. Demisters, parking camera, reversing lines, and it makes it really easy to navigate. This can also self-park. How cool. I like that feature. Look at all the cameras. Lots of different angles too, including a smart mode. No, it's rather intelligent. Headroom. 6'3", what's that, about an inch? So it's actually about 2 inches because of my hat. Now my seat is on the floor, but for the likes of Annabelle, height adjustment. Yeah, this is 6-way adjustable, and even the passengers is 4-way adjustable. Comfortable buckety seats, and they're rather unique. I mean, just look at the lines here. I think they'd be pretty good in the long haul. Got reach and rake in the steering wheel, and I have noticed that I've got a footrest on the left-hand side too. And we've got 2 pedals. And Haval, those clever people, have put a USB here. Perfect for a dash cam. And finally, a glasses holder, map reading light, the auto dimming mirror, and the controls for your sunroof. So the actual roof does open. Very cool. And there is a blind too. And yes, you probably already noticed it. I'm sure it's noticed me. This. Not everybody's a fan of it, but it's there for safety. It keeps an eye on you and makes sure you're keeping an eye on the road. I don't think that's a bad thing. And I think that's your lot. Let's take a look in the back. I almost forgot. On the next gen, I'd like to see adjustable front seat belts. From the side, it really looks the part. It's got a great silhouette. Front and rear discs, and it does stop as well as it goes. Lovely sloping roofline, and I don't think that'll affect room in the rear either. Let's take a look in the back. The door opens to a decent angle, and that's not a bad opening either. With the rear of SUVs, you can never quite tell until you climb in. Hard plastics, but soft touches once again. It's quite a decent sized door pocket for the rear too. Climbing in, not bad. I do have to dip my head, but at my height, it's quite doable. I can get my feet under the seats, and even with my seat set up for me, look at the leg room. I honestly thought it'd be far more restrictive. I do like a light headliner, and with that sunroof, it makes it airy and open. It's far more spacious than I give it credit for. I don't quite know what I was expecting, but this is more so. Comfortable seats, they are a little bit slidey, but they've got an element of bucket, so that should mitigate that. But they're comfortable. There's like an element of bounce to them too. Now I could see myself going a long haul in this. I've even got USBs and some vents. Now, yeah, the hard plastic doesn't really suit it, does it? It would have been nice to see it enveloped in this, but once again, where do you draw the line? It's quite hard to find anything really wrong with this. Considering it's a mid-sized SUV, it would have been nice for the seats to be able to slide, and sadly there's no recline either. But if you've noticed, it's at a decent angle, and I've got a pull-down armrest with cup holders. No ski hatch though. Headroom, it's about 1 inch. Thing is, if you've noticed, where your head sits, they've factored in a recess. Clever. Map reading lights, dimming, and you've got a hook. Look at the size of the windows. And because of the way that the seat is sat, it means I've got a great view out the window. It's rather surprising, this. Finally, ISOFIXes and airbags around the vehicle. And I think that's your lot. Let's take a look at the rear. A rather pleasing rear. Sounds like something off Benny Hill, doesn't it? The thing is, it is. I mean, just look at the rear diffuser styling and the black gloss that outlines. Also, yes, they're not exhausts, but they kind of resemble that type of look. No, it's almost like you expect this to have a 2.5 litre with twin turbo because of its styling. The thing is, I like its looks. I think it suits it. But at the other end of the scale, it's not overdone. It doesn't look too much. Strangely suits it. LED rear lenses, and we've got a reversing camera and parking sensors. Shark fin, and this beast of a rear spoiler. Right, let's take a look in the boot. I did expect power tailgate, especially on top of the range. No matter, I can just about stand underneath, so that's fine. The boot, yes, it's not the biggest, but you quite easily get maybe a couple of months worth of shopping in there. Under the floor, you can see your battery, you've got your inflation kit, and tow eye. You've got pockets on either side, and also boot light, virtually no boot lip. Pull out load cover, and it can be easily removed by just pulling in one end. It may not seem the biggest boot, but you'll quite easily get a couple of suitcases in there and some shopping, so, well, it ticks the boxes. This just pulls in and then slides out. That's quite easy, actually. Let's drop the seats. Looks like they're just pull strips. Very nice. Normally, the problem would lie with this being too low, but in this case, it's actually the boot floor that's higher. Take that into consideration when loading. Thing is, with the seats down, I'd easily get my electric mountain bike in here, but I would have to remove both wheels. But no, quite roomy, perfect for tip runs. Let's take a look under the bonnet. To release, just pull here. Quite a weighty bonnet, and there are no struts. Nice and easy to see where to top up your fluids. And I've noticed that the air intake rides rather high on this, so that's perfect if you have to go through any standing water. Time to see how it drives. Welcome behind the wheel of the Haval Jolion Pro. A mid-sized SUV with a 1.5 turbocharged engine and an electric motor. So yes, a hybrid electric vehicle. And look at that, pulling away in electric. However, if I put my foot down a little more, and the engine kicks in, and we're off. Considering its size, it handles rather well. Yeah, there's a fair bit of road noise, but just look at the state of the road. Steering, I'd say, is on the lighter side. It's still got enough weight, but yeah, no, there's definitely weightier steerings out there. But the suspension It eats up everything, doesn't it?
Very comfortable ride.
It is.
It feels nimble. When I was driving it, it didn't feel like a mid-sized SUV. It's great.
That's the thing, it does handle far more like a car, doesn't it? Bit of wheel spin, nice. Thing is, it does put the power down efficiently. I mean, you can catch it on the boil with the electric motor and the turbo, and it can shift. I mean, it claims 0 to 60 in 9 seconds, but no, I think it's faster than that. And through the gears, it's even faster. I mean, that launch, lots of safety. We've got mitigation systems, we've got AEB, cruise control. Now, for what you get for the money, it's quite unbeatable, isn't it, Annabelle?
Yeah. And that's it. Great Wall Motors, they know what they're doing in China already.
Yes.
So they bring basically a made-to-measure package over here to launch with.
Kick down. I mean, it is coming up to, I think it's nearly 200 horses or something along those lines.
Wow.
I think it's all manageable power, but it's got some pep, hasn't it?
That's the word for it. It's peppy, yeah.
No, it's lovely. It's well balanced as well. You know, like you say, it's not too big. Mid-sized SUVs, they either lumber around corners or, you know, they stay quite neat. This is kind of in the middle. You've got a little bit of body roll, but not to the point that it really affects it. Cornering as well. I mean, you've got neater corner lines than cars. Wow! Oh no, I could have a lot of fun in this. The thing is, that's the beauty of a hybrid. Not only is it great economy, it gives you decent power. But no, it's a pleasant drive, isn't it?
It really is. Great driving position, comfortable seats, you've got fantastic visibility.
Yeah, lots of safety as well, as we mentioned.
Great lights.
Reversing
Brakes,
camera,
yeah.
can park itself.
Stops as well as it goes with the brakes.
Ticks a lot of boxes,
Yeah.
as you would say. But more so, it's just fun. I'm amazed at how quick it is, considering what it says on paper. No. You can just feel it ready itself.
And with the economy offered by the hybrid engine, you could really go on a long haul in this, couldn't you?
Well, it's about 600 mile per tank, isn't it? Great turning circle. You can also feel the regen when you back off the accelerator. It's nothing too much, but you can feel it's there. And also, then you'll see the bar head into the charge section. Cluster's nice and straightforward to read. And it's got all the information you need. Plus, you've got a heads-up display too. I do like the way it just creeps along in electric mode. It's just perfect for plodding around villages. And it just makes it super efficient. Nice tone as well, hasn't it? No, it's a great combo, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great for the family, it's great for adventures.
Yeah.